Hello everybody, this is BScat100 and welcome to BlazBlue! Well, welcome back to BlazBlue, but welcome to BlazBlue Continuum Shift Extend. Now, just for the purposes of reference, and for the purposes of my future self, I am recording this. Okay, that was epic, but that's enough. And one moment while I move this over. For the purposes of reference and for the purposes of my future self, I am recording this right after finishing up Calamity Trigger. Now, I'm not going to go very long into it because I want to take a breather, but as I was searching through guides for the story mode for this one, it looked like that there is something that kind of adds on to Calamity Trigger, extends a little bit more. And so that's what we're going to be working on starting today. But I do have a question for those of you who know the series more in depth. So I read that there is a Continuum Shift 2 on the 3DS. Now, I want to know, is that necessary for me to understand the story, or can I move on to the next console one, whichever one it is, on Steam? That is my question I pose to you, and I'll pose that question a couple times, as the answer will not reach for a while, as I'm recording this essentially a week in advance. Now, enough of that. Let's head over to the story mode. Welcome to the BlazBlue world. Stylish layout. Continuum Shift supports stylish layout, which allows complicated combos to be executed by repeatedly pressing a single button. Yes, I would like to use that. Okay. Oh, one other thing. If you'd like to see, leave a like down below. Comment if you have anything to say. Subscribe to me if you haven't already, and share with your friends so they can join in on this adventure. Now, yeah. So, apparently, there is what they call a Calamity Trigger Reconstruction, which may or may not clarify maybe some things or add on to some things from the last game. So we're gonna head into that and see what kind of damage we can do. I'm gonna do as much as I can, but this guy doesn't necessarily have as in-depth tips as the last one, so I might be going a little blind here. Either way, let's do this.
Boundary sync rate increasing from 0.003 to 0.005. Seether exposure level increasing to 30,000. All changes are acceptable. Feedback from the boundary maintaining value at coefficient 0.2. Distortions in the time-space continuum at 1.24 deviations. Phase 7 clear. Now progressing to Phase 8.
This is the best we've had. Eliminate phases 12 through 24, in fact. If the warp coefficient is within 3 units of normal, cut 29 through 36 too. Let's take it straight to the tempering phase.
Yes, sir. Eliminating phases 12 through 24. Going deeper by 500.
Sir, is it wise to go this fast?
Maybe not. But we've run the simulation about 50 times. Besides, we lost Subject 12 to our own timidity. Also, we'll be hearing from Sector 7 if we don't deliver results soon.
200 meters to target depth.
The gates of Sheol are opening. Do you really think it'll show?
That's the whole reason we're here, isn't it? No getting cold feet now. If we succeed, we'll have near limitless power at our fingertips. The library won't be in a position to push us around then. Or so the higher-ups are so fond of telling us. But speaking as a man who has served science without fail, I just want to see what lies beyond that gate.
5,
We all do.
4,
Target depth reached. Releasing barrier section A. Sync rate adjusted to 0.001. All levels within established safety margins.
Start the process.
Yes, sir. The tempering process has begun.
Now, yield up your truths. Reveal to us the power of the Azure.
Subject circuit solidified. Now constructing stasis cocoon for Subject 12.
This is... Space-time is frozen within that cocoon.
What's wrong? The cauldron appears normal. Tempering is
Sir, high levels of seether above us. Levels increasing. It's nearly doubled. Up to 72,000. It's still rising. If we don't bring it under control, it's going to reach critical mass.
Is this the work of the NOL?
No way. Not even the NOL can concentrate those levels of seether in one location. It isn't possible. Find the point of concentration. Coordinates now.
Levels now exceed 100,000.
Damn it all to hell. Pull out Subject 12 at once. Shut off the power grid. Terminate the experiment.
Yes, sir. Cutting all power. Sir, the grid's not responding.
What the? Get them online and for God's sake, hurry.
Right.
Damn it. What the hell do they think they're doing at a time like this?
Point of concentration determined. It's sector AA1. Sir, it's above Ikaruga. 36,000 feet above.
But that means it's coming from orbit.
Oh my god, this looks so much better. I mean, don't get me wrong, it looked great in the first game, but now with animation and voice acting, oh my god, it looks so much sharper too. Of course, I am looking at a smaller screen, so that's the only difference, because I need to have this windowed. But, oh my god, this looks so good! Everything is clicking now that we've seen everything. So that orbital space, whatever it was, that whatever happened at the laboratory, that happened 4 years prior. Secondly, Subject 12, we now know is Noelle. She was the one that we saw in the cutscene there. Ah! Oh, this is amazing! Okay, all right. I'm getting excited. Let's continue.
Who the hell are you? Answer me, goddammit.
It's over.
Ooh, Hakumen got a new voice actor. A masked man clad in all white assumes a menacing stance, his sword at the ready. The blade hungers for blood, but the real enmity is tucked away behind the smooth blankness of the mask. A murderous chill that strangles the words in Ragna's throat.
I can't speak. My legs, they're like stone.
He can't make the slightest move in his own defense. All he can do is watch as the man hoists his glimmering sword aloft. One blow. That's all it will take. Ragna's vision dims. Oblivion is but a moment away.
Damn your meddling eyes, Grimalkin. You dare to intervene.
Wait, he's gone? Was that magic or science just now or what? Can someone tell me what the hell's going on already?
I have no idea.
Oh shit, the cauldron!
Because in the last game, he didn't go away. He actually fought back. Okay, I guess we're right up and fighting new.
Done smelting already, huh? Doesn't this suck?
Ragna! It's been forever, huh? I'm so glad I get to see you again.
That makes one of us. Just can the cutesy crap. I didn't come here to waste my breath talking to you.
Of course not, silly. You came to kill me.
Killing's for people. Destroy is what I'm gonna do to you.
Of course you did, naughty boy. Me, the world, everything in it. Once you get going with that sword of yours, you just can't help yourself.
What the hell are you babbling about?
I'll do it too. All you have to do is wish for an all-encompassing destruction, and I'll make it happen. I'm the only one who can scratch that itch, Ragna. I'm your girl.
Shut up, you.
When we get together, it's gonna be fireworks. We're gonna destroy everything. Over and over and over again. You know you wanna.
I said shut up!
Come on, Ragna. These arms were made to hold you.
Ooh, even updated artwork. Very nice. Let's see if I still got it. Oh, I'm changing that voice actor. Oh! Okay. Okay. Buttons are a little different. That's grab? Alright, that'll be interesting. Oh god, I really gotta change that voice actor.
Are you even trying?
Okay, so that's...
It's over.
I don't know. Wait, how did I do that? How did I do that? Oh, I pressed in the right stick. Alright.
This will sting.
Alright, I'm gonna have to look at the controls. Whatever, for now I don't need to worry about it.
God, shit.
Hey, I recognize this music. This was in Cross Tag Battle. Huh.
Damn it. Paralyzed again.
What's the matter, Ragna? You done playing hard to get?
Shut your pie hole.
That's alright. I'm not in the mood to beat around the bush anyway. Let's become one. Here and now.
No, don't.
Yes, Ragna. Give me more of that delicious energy. I said more.
Her face taut with ecstasy, the young girl summons forth a gigantic sword. She puts Ragna in her arms just as the giant weapon thrusts forward, skewering them both.
Ragna!
Wow, New is a lot more sexual in this one. The girl's back arches in a spasm of pleasure. Still transfixed upon the girl's blade, the two bodies slowly fall into the cauldron's maw.
No! Don't go! That voice. Who the hell are you? Brother! Get out of here! Run, damn it!
Someone runs towards Ragna's falling body, but he lacks even the strength to recognize who it is. A darkness begins to sear through his veins, muzzling his muddled consciousness. He feels the darkness shredding him from the inside. That which was Ragna becomes something else entirely. And then
It is ever the same. Always and ever the same. No matter how many times we run the scene. The same unfortunate denouement. The same stage littered with the same hapless players. The play is doggerel, but it seems to be the only one mankind knows. Again and again, the curtain will fall upon this world.
The beast has been detected. System now shifting into phase 298. Terminal axis is 12/31/2099, Japan. Phenomena margin of error, 72,000 over 1. Previous margin of error, 400 over 1. Master unit intervention at 267,189. Beginning adjustments. System initiated. Takamagahara is now beginning observation on phase 299.
The tale never ends. Not really. Destruction is its prologue, and its afterword. It lacks the means to an end. The world yearns for that final obliterating page. Every fresh chance leads to that same familiar doom. That is why. Ragna, do you hear me? Until we meet again. And we shall.
January 1st, 2100. The Black Beast first appears in Japan. No one knows what it is, or from whence it has come, but it lays waste to Japan in a heartbeat. Not wanting to share this fate, the remaining nations of the world unleash the whole of their nuclear arsenals upon the creature. But the beast is not felled, and Japan ceases to exist. It is only a matter of time before the beast strikes again. Mankind puts up a valiant fight, but the beast consumes everything in its path. The world speeds towards utter destruction. But then, in 2107, the beast suddenly goes dormant. Mankind doesn't waste the opportunity granted by this sudden hibernation. It develops tools that come to be known as Armagus weaponry. When the beast rouses from its slumber a year later, humanity goes on the offensive, thanks in no small part to 6 legendary warriors who turn the tide of the battle in mankind's favor.
The 6 heroes, including Jubei, Hakumen, and Nine, I think was her name.
January 1st, 2110. After an epic encounter, the warriors defeat the beast. Revered as mankind's saviors, they are henceforth known as the 6 heroes. Though man survives, it is at a great cost. The battle, which has lasted 10 grueling years and claimed over half of the world's population, will be spoken of as the Dark War. Soon after the Dark War's end, the 6 heroes vanish into the mist. They are never heard from again.
We've detected the unit. Its location is...
Screw its location. What's its status?
It appears to be stable, for now at least, but I think full stabilization will require more time.
No shit. Can you hear me?
The Grimalkin. Huh. I suppose that means I've been yanked back into what you call the real world.
Okay, so this is at the end of one of the alternate paths, but apparently this one was actually the real one for Hakumen's story. He and Kokonoe at least make contact.
Who said you could call me that? Whatever. Just don't move, okay? We pulled you straight out of the edge, so your temporal existence is a bit, well, wonky.
So you're to be my observer this time. This sensation is not magic. It feels mechanical somehow.
Yeah, I had to amplify the system. Observing a monster like you is almost more than I can pull off. That said, all I need for you to do is exist. You think you can handle that?
Are you after Terramy?
Answer hazy. Try again later. Just do as I tell you, okay? Oh, and we've only stabilized you to about 20%, so don't try anything stupid. Well, anything stupider than usual.
That's more than enough.
Huh?
I figured such a meager percentile was the extent of your capabilities. I have but one mission in this world. To terminate the Black Beast.
Keep dreaming. Do you have any idea how much time and money we put into salvaging you? You're not going anywhere.
Professor, we've lost his signal. We can't pursue him.
No shit, Sherlock. Why are the 6 heroes such sons of bitches? Get me Tager, now!
Yes, ma'am.
This is Kokonoe. Over.
Tager here. Go ahead.
We need you back at HQ on the double.
What? Did the salvage effort fail?
Oh, it worked all right. But our guest didn't get the memo about staying put.
I'm not following.
Just get your stainless steel ass back here. I'll give you the play-by-play later.
Roger that. But Kokonoe, how do you intend to find him?
I got data, and the data don't lie. I already know exactly where he's headed. Kagutsuchi. The 13th hierarchical city. There's a man he needs to find.
Come on, enough with the freaking trees already.
Alright, and this is where the true ending began in the last game. Working his way through a dense forest, Ragnar snarls his complaint to the fast darkening sky. To travel through such a place without a light would usually be courting a broken neck, but tonight it's not an issue. The moon shines bright and full, its cool light descending through the branches overhead to illuminate the ground at Ragnar's feet.
Shit. So much for making it there by sunset.
I'm speaking out loud, so forgive me for getting off topic. I feel like this isn't necessarily the start of continuum shifts. It's more recap city, because we have 13 more battles to go. So I feel like it's going to be a while before we actually get to the game. So this might be its own little miniature series. So if you see little edits that are inconsistent, I do apologize for that.
Good job, Self. Real slick with the estimating. No decent meal or actual shelter for you.
Grumbling, Ragnar holds up his right hand. It's encased in a gauntlet featuring a gigantic red gem on the back. He chants a few words, and the gem emits a bright light, from which a huge magic circle appears. Ragnar ducks his head a bit and steps through the silverish blue ring. Thanks to the concealment Ars Magus he has cast, neither man nor beast has practically any chance of detecting Ragnar's presence. He continues on, alone. It is the dead of night, and this forest seldom sees any visitors. It is a place thick with seether, and most humans are smart enough to cut it a wide berth. That's why Ragnar stopped in his tracks when he reached a clearing large enough in which to draw his sword.
Look, whoever the hell you are, I don't like being followed.
First, Ragnar had barely sensed the other's presence, but now it's stronger than ever. He whips around, ready to strike. A figure emerges from the shadows.
Can't believe you sniffed me out, kid. It must be getting long in the tooth.
The man who has spoken is not a man at all, but a cat. A cat who walks upright, engages in human speech, and wields a sword of its own. This seemingly docile creature is the strongest being on the planet, and one whom Ragnar knows well.
That was you, Master?
Better perk up your ears, kid. Walking through the forest at this hour. Wouldn't want to run into any ghosts, would ya?
Seriously, you think I'm still afraid of ghosts? It's kid stuff.
So, you're saying you're not?
Bet your ass I'm not.
Good. Then you don't gotta worry about that see-through woman creeping up behind you.
See-through? Creeping up behind me? What the fuck?
I'm just yanking your chain, kid. Your senses might have improved a smidge, but I guess some things just don't change.
Yeah, real funny. If you're done effing with my head, how about you tell me what the hell you're doing out here, creeping up behind me like some sort of dirty cat voyeur? If you got something to say, say it.
I just happened to spot you out here. Thought tailing you might serve to pass the time, that's all. I gotta admit, though, I didn't think you'd figure it out quite so fast. Guess I'm losing my touch.
Spare me the pity party. Isn't this the part where you tell me what an awesome job I did of finding you, or how much I've grown, or some crap?
Fair enough. Hell, you might even be ready now.
Huh? What are you meowing about?
I know you, Ragnar. You're all piss and vinegar. You figure you can handle whatever the world throws at you. But this time ain't like the others.
Yeah, still not making any sense.
Clueless and mouthy as ever, ain't you, Mr. SS-class bounty on my head, Ragnar the Blood Edge? You seen how much they're willing to pay for that head of yours? Hell, if I weren't so fond of ya.
Whatever.
Word's out that you're on your way here. The NOL's right jumpy about it. Of course, you did take down a bunch of library branches all by your lonesome. Guess they ain't sweating for nothing, huh?
And you're telling me this why? I'll crush this one just like the rest. End of story.
Just warning you, that's all. You're gonna have more than the NOL on your plate this time around, so be careful.
Is that your long-winded way of saying there'll be bounty hunters too? Just my luck.
That ain't all.
There's more?
He's here.
He who?
He's after you, and there ain't no getting around it.
I don't know who the hell we're talking about. Be specific.
You'll know him when you meet him, even if your head don't. Your gut will.
I have no goddamn idea what you're talking about. Can you please just say something plainly for once in your damn life?
Joke's on you, kid. I ain't what you'd call run-of-the-mill.
I get it. You don't want to tell me? Fine. Get all mysterious like you always do.
That really wasn't my intent. Back then...
Huh?
Oh, don't mind me. I was just ruminating on the good old days.
Please tell me that by the good old days you don't mean the Dark War.
The Dark War and the decade of carnage that accompanied it came to a close approximately 90 years ago. Whew. Jubei had been one of the 6 heroes who led mankind to victory.
Well, not quite that far back. Hell, you don't really want to listen to a relic like myself natter on, do you?
Honestly, not really.
You've gained a whole mess of strength in the time I've known you, Ragna.
Now you roll out the compliment. I so don't get you.
But that arm of yours, that Azure Grimoire, just 'cause it's cozy and up to your shoulder, don't get thinking you own it.
How could I forget?
Ragnar looks at his right hand. The gem-topped gauntlet he wore didn't encase an arm of flesh and bone. He lost it years ago during the massacre of his village. Instead, he wielded what people refer to as the Azure Grimoire.
Mind telling me what the hell this thing actually is? I know it lets me use Ars Magus, and it requires human souls to work.
I can't tell you any more than that, sad to say. On account of my not knowing any more than that myself.
Thanks for enlightening me. Well, whatever. Guess I'll make the most of it while it's stuck to me.
Ragna.
I know. The grimoire's not mine. I'm just its steward. Great power, great responsibility, blah, blah, blah. Folks have been putting me to sleep with every possible variation of that line for years now. You really think I'm gonna forget?
For your sake, kid. I hope you don't.
I won't. Now, if we're done here, I'm gonna split. I can't see for crap out here, 'cause I'm not a cat.
Godspeed.
Whatever works.
Turning his back to the beastkin, Ragnar leaves the clearing. Jubei's presence vanishes as though he'd never been there. Ragnar dashes through the trees, too impatient to worry about his footing. He shakes his head at the thought of his master, strongest guy alive, and he creeps up at the thought of his master. Strongest guy alive, and he creeps up behind me like it's a game or something. Ragnar slows to a trot, but not because he's tired. Quite the opposite. He soon emerges from the forest and takes in his new surroundings. The branches and foliage that loomed overhead are a thing of the past. There's nothing blocking Ragnar's view of the beautiful night sky anymore. His gaze drifts back down, and settles on the huge mist-shrouded mountain that stands before him.
Finally, this is what I'm talking about.
Glowing lights are clustered at various points atop the mountain. The effect was not unlike that of a Christmas tree, its lit branches stretching skyward.
The 13th hierarchical city, Kagutsuchi.
100 years ago, the world was brought to the brink of destruction at the claws of the Black Beast. Its arrival coincided with that of a mysterious fog, seether that began to blanket the earth. places where it gathered became wastelands in short order. And prolonged exposure to Seether has very detrimental effects upon the human body. Even now, decades after the Black Beast's defeat, Seether continues to seep out from the spot where it first appeared. In the meantime, mankind has taken to building cities high atop mountains in an effort to avoid the toxic mist. Thanks to advancements in the field of Ars Magus, even the harshest peaks were now habitable. These colonized mountains came to be known as hierarchical cities, owing to their tiered design. Right now, Ragna stands before the 13th such city, Kagutsuchi.
It'd be great to flush this library before the year ends.
Ragna begins his hike up the slope leading to Kagutsuchi, grumbling all the while. Only a few days stand between him and the end of 2199. Yes, I wish to save. Oh, are we gonna recall this little scene? This is the Novus Orbis Librarium, the NOL in common parlance. Can I... Ooh! Blue? So go stick with the black for now. Transparency off. Yes, Erakun's text display on. Okay. Clearly I'm in it for the long haul here. So I believe I'm going to end it off here. Like I said, this might actually wind up being its own little series as a what's the term for it? As kind of like an in-between between Calamity Trigger and Continuum Shift. I'll just probably name this Calamity Trigger Remastered or something. Or Reconstruction. I'll just name it as it is. And then we'll go from there. So we're not quite to Continuum Shift just yet. But I still want to welcome you to the game. This proves to be very, very interesting, especially because they're going to clarify a lot of the stuff in Calamity Trigger before we even get to the main game. So, with that in mind, thank you guys for watching, and see you guys later.